breakfast that we are. Whatever. If people haven't seen it by now, I feel like we could talk about that. Like, I feel like a 1 week window on TV shows.
Hey, Brian, we're live.
We're live now?
Yes.
But I haven't even had time to get my hair ready.
I know. You look great. Don't worry about it.
So
This is now. Welcome to the Doctors Who podcast. This is a collaboration with the Field of Geeks. And joining us, we have...
Josh.
Hey.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Josh has joined us before. We discussed The Cage, the original unaired pilot for Star Trek, the original series, which actually... So we released that thing super late because it took us forever to just chew through the 3 hours.
We just stopped recording it last night. So,
yeah,
really cool.
But the timing that we released this couldn't have been more perfect.
Yeah.
Because it was right as season 2 was hitting and we were getting like the Chris Pike stuff coming in. So in retrospect, me being a lazy asshole paid off.
Perfect.
The old D20 Star Wars role-playing game, there was always a skill, better lucky than good.
Yeah.
And I feel that like that's my life.
Nice.
No, but we're here to talk about the finale for Star Trek Discovery Season 2. It was a 2-part episode, Such Sweet Sorrows, strangely titled Part 1 and Part 2. So we're going to do that. As always, we have beer. Our glasses are currently empty, but we'll fix that soon. In the past, or previously, as we've covered episodes like this, we've done kind of a, hey, we're going to talk non-spoilers for people who haven't seen it. Then we're going to go into full spoilers. By now, I think everybody has kind of got the idea. If you haven't seen it, you might get spoiled. We're going to skip that.
I feel like after about a week, it just depends on what type of media you're
yeah,
watching. But like,
it has been a while.
It's been a couple weeks.
2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it was April 19th. For some reason.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It does.
So, I don't know. Why don't we start with the beer? Brian, what did you bring?
Today, I brought a local-ish beer. This is Tip the Cow Stout. It's a cocoa espresso stout. This one is based out of Waterloo, Iowa.
Yeah.
Teamwork.
And it is Single Speed Brewing. So, for those of you unfamiliar with the Midwest, specifically Iowa, there are, would you say, 4 population hubs? Major population hubs?
I'd say you could argue even a 5th.
Davenport, Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, Cedar Falls / Waterloo.
Council Bluffs.
I was going to say Council Bluffs, Omaha.
I mean, I would kind of like to give them to Nebraska.
Oh, that's awfully generous of you.
But anyway.
Might
so
raise the
fantasy
IQ
trade.
over
Yeah,
there, so
that's a good point.
it may help them and help us.
It
Yeah.
could, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So, Single Speed Brewing out of Waterloo. I believe they're fairly
They're pretty new.
new.
I want to say
in
they're
the last couple of
probably
years.
Yeah, probably about 2 years.
I was just trying to do a little bit of research here on the fly because I didn't come prepared.
Well, I sprung this on them last minute. Literally, I walked in with these just a few minutes ago.
I'll
But
try not to hold it
I
against
like the
you.
artwork. Tip the cow.
Yeah,
it's kind of a nice
Yeah.
local theme.
I like it.
All right. Well, since we don't have any pertinent information about the brewery, why don't we just crack and pour?
So these are 12-ounce cans. They have 6.2 alcohol by volume, 34 IBUs.
Great. So far, I approve of your decisions. So, again, cocoa, espresso, milk stout. That's a lot of delicious things in one can. And mine was a little messy. But we've come to expect from stouts that they're going to be rich. They're going to be malty. We generally see hints of coffee, of milk, of cocoa, things of that. So they've put all these things together. A couple weeks ago, we had a Russian Imperial Stout, which is, as far as stouts go, that's one of my favorites. So this is probably going to be not quite as much of a bitter punch. I expect it to be sweeter and maybe a little maltier. So
We'll
give it a try.
Let's see what we got.
All right. That's good.
Yeah, I mean,
like it.
It's kind of like chocolate milk for adults, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Don't confuse it with,
You know,
kids get into it.
Right.
It's not good.
actually, I feel like this is a great branding opportunity for Single Speed to come out and like sponsor
Our
Like-
podcast.
our podcast. Would be
Yeah.
perfect. I was gonna say
Sure.
more like, whenever you finished your soccer game growing up, you got like the chocolate milk and the
Yes.
orange slice. After a hard game, volleyball or whatever else. I think they should be
Mhm.
sponsoring some sort of adult themed.
There you go. You need some podcast commercials.
There we
Yeah,
go.
where
I
you
like
went.
it.
Yeah. So, for those of you that are checking us out on YouTube and haven't listened to anything we've done before, we are fans of the app called Untapped, where you can actually check in your beer and get badges and fun things. And
Coupons.
it basically tells you how much of a lush you are.
Oh,
So,
Is that one?
It just says slow down.
no, it never tells me that.
It says speed up.
Keep going, you're doing great.
It's going to be
Inspirational things.
Cirrhosis of the liver, what's that?
I do kind of like the gamification of it all, though, because
Yeah,
they're like, you should
yeah.
earn more badges.
Yeah.
Yes,
keep
yes, I
drinking.
should.
So I've actually checked this in before. I gave it a 4.25 out of 5 stars. So this is in a bottle. No, it's not. It's in a can. Flavor profile. So do we taste coffee? I taste coffee.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yep.
Is it smooth?
I'd say it's pretty smooth. I don't get a lot of
Hold on.
bitter. I don't get a lot of
Mhm.
other like rough on the finish.
Mhm.
It's pretty smooth down.
There's a slight aftertaste, but it's not terrible.
No,
Mhm.
no, I'd agree.
But it does go down smooth,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Do we taste the milk?
Yes.
Is it sweet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
it's-
say it's
Yeah,
pretty sweet.
yeah.
And is it creamy?
It is.
Yeah.
Is there anything that I didn't call out that you're like, oh, this one is definitely this thing?
I will say I got a lot of, like the name implies, I got a lot of cocoa.
It's chocolatey almost.
I'm kind of surprised that.
I mean, I would say that if you made an alcoholic version and liquefied Cocoa Puffs, this would be kind of what it would taste like.
Okay, so I have added cocoa to the flavor profile.
Nice.
I'm gonna check this thing in.
Yeah, it's really smooth. I had a
Mhm.
coffee beer years
I-
ago and it was terrible.
I didn't get any.
This is really good. I like this.
Yeah.
I didn't get any badges tonight, guys.
We'll try again later.
You don't need
Maybe
no
a-
stinking badges.
No, I really do. I love my badges. So okay. Usually the beer takes us a little bit longer, but
Well, what would you guys give it out of 5? If you had to rank
Yeah,
this
that's a great
somewhere
question.
between 0 and 5 stars,
I'm going to go with a 4.
Yeah.
Solid 4.
Yeah.
I'd do that too.
I would probably say even between 4 and 4.25. I really do like just how sweet this comes
Mhm.
off, and
Yeah.
it's almost like I didn't know this was a thing until recently, but like dessert wines.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
This
Dessert, like a dessert beer.
This is
Yeah.
kind of a dessert
I
beer.
think
Kinda.
Have some cookies. and,
Yeah,
Or a breakfast beer.
or breakfast
That
beer.
too.
Yeah.
Put on your pancakes.
Yeah.
There. Oh boy, that would be good.
I don't think I could drink more than one of these in a sitting. But
No, yeah.
No,
That's where the sweet comes in.
Mhm.
It's like, all right.
thankfully this was not the same beer I bought.
Oh.
So, and yes, we do have a second beer should this conversation go either really well or really poorly. So you've got that to look forward to.
awesome.
Oh, I can take us into tangents, guys. Just stop me.
We'll try. Sorry. Okay, so why don't we just jump right in? So we've
Sure.
been covering since January, and I know you guys on Field of Geeks have been covering as well.
Yes.
Star Trek Discovery Season 2. I think all of us watched Season 1 or at least portions of it. Really, I think Season 2 is where they found their footing. Season 1 was good, but I don't remember it being from tip to tail as solid and as satisfying as Season 2 has been.
Yeah, there was a lot more episodes this season where I was left wanting more and was excited for the next one. And a couple of times last season I got that, but this season really cliffhangers. I had some good
Yeah,
cliffhangers.
it
Like
did.
that's it. Ugh.
Well, and I grew up watching TNG, and having watched the first season of Disco, like, and I've seen all 3 seasons of TOS. I've seen
Mhm.
a little bit of Voyager. I saw anyway. I really thought that this season did a great job of fulfilling what I would define as Trek. It has a lot of the
Mhm.
same general story points that you get in other series, but you got in this a great story arc.
Yeah.
Season 1 had a good
Yeah.
story arc, but
Yeah.
this one just felt like they really had a good idea, and they knew from the get-go what they were
Yeah.
going to do with it.
Well, it's kind of fun to have it as a serialized drama too, where all other Star Trek series have been, episode of the week, monster of the
Mhm.
week type things. Maybe there's a couple 2-parters or kind of a story arc that kind of weaves through, but not really a cohesive, beginning, middle, and end across the whole season. So
Yeah.
I like that aspect of it a lot.
Yeah, you kind of avoid filler episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still some filler stuff, but I understand.
I feel like the stuff that wasn't related to the overarching plot or the overarching storyline really fueled character development.
Absolutely. Doug Jones is like all of those extra episodes I wouldn't even consider
Yeah.
extra, because they
Yeah.
just built into the story so
Mhm.
well.
You talking about the short tracks or just the
No, just like
season 2
any
as well?
any
Sure.
of the episodes where it's like this doesn't really this piece isn't necessarily pertaining to the mystery of the
Right.
Red Angel,
Yes.
Right.
No,
We're
but like
getting-
the whole episode on Kaminar when you find out about Saru's past and
Right,
stuff,
yeah.
it doesn't feel like it ties in until it really does,
Until it
at
does,
the
yeah.
end. So
Yeah.
they did a good job of kind of planting seeds or
Right.
things along the way that they made callbacks to as they went
Yeah.
along.
Yeah, the short tracks were just really like getting it prepared for
Mm-hmm.
what season 2 was going to be, versus like it was just kind of their own stories, like a between.
Yeah, I mean they
Yeah.
worked as a one-off story, but it
Yeah.
also tied into the larger plot.
But that was a really novel concept. I don't think I've seen that before with other TV shows.
No,
I will also say that this is the first serialized show that I've seen in like real time on a streaming service.
right.
Mhm.
And we certainly could go down this rabbit hole as well.
Yeah.
But I thought CBS did a great job of getting me to buy into the product and really making me interested in watching every single week.
Yeah.
It wasn't like for Game of Thrones, I knew a lot of people that just like started their subscription last week and have binged everything.
Right.
This really felt to me like it really drew you in early and it kept you there.
Well, and there's kind of a difference too, because in the case of I lost it, guys. I'm sorry. It's
Yeah.
gone. It was gonna be awesome, but it's gone. So I'm sorry for
It'll come back.
It will at like 3 a.m.
Chris.
Get back on.
One of the things I did notice is because I've been kind of just like following the Discovery stuff on social media since it aired last year, right?
Mhm.
And just from a year ago to now, the amount of negative comments or haters or trolls seems to have reduced drastically. So what I did was I went and I tried to find something to prove that.
Mhm.
Rotten Tomatoes overall has season 2 at an 82% approval rating.
Is that certifiably fresh?
I have no
I
idea.
believe so.
I think if it's over 80%,
I usually
think so.
don't put a lot of stock
That's
in
fair.
Rotten Tomatoes,
I'm not a big fan of theirs, but
but
hey, I'm glad
in-
they like Trek.
in this case, I can use one of their metrics to my advantage.
Yes.
Yes, there you go.
They had episode 10 dipped down to the 60 percentile, but everything else was like 70 and up. So
Nice.
and episode 10 was the Red Angel.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one dipped. All
That
right.
one dipped, yeah. So kind of interesting.
Well, okay, I can probably speculate as to why. We've got to guess.
Well, I was just, forgive me. I'm trying to recap everything. The Red Angel was that the episode Burnham?
That's where they put
like
Burnham in
used
the
her as like
vacuum
the
of
Right.
bait.
So it wasn't the
Yeah.
episode where it featured her mom the most.
No, it was
Right,
the
right.
one
It was
where
right
she
before
revealed
that.
it.
Right.
Yes.
That was really. I mean, I felt for her. I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna die.
Right.
It's got
And her performance in that episode was
Yeah.
amazing.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she brings it.
And
Spock was ready to let her die.
well, but
Yeah.
I wonder if some of it was because they led with oh, Burnham's the Red Angel.
Mhm.
And I wonder if a lot of people just like, nope,
Yep.
Yeah.
everything's about Michael Burnham, I'm done.
Mhm.
And I wonder if that's what some of that maybe accounted for. Was
That
Well,
could've been.
my first thought was, a lot of people probably assumed it was, an existing cast member or someone that we'd already developed a relationship with. And when
Picard.
yeah, it's Picard.
Some people thought that, and I was like,
Really?
Yeah.
well,
That'd
they
Oh, I'm
speculate,
sure. I'm
and
sure.
there's all kinds of crazy
It's like, oh,
theories.
there's a Picard series coming.
Yeah.
This Angel's from the future. It
Yeah.
must be.
It's William Shatner, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
He's the Red Angel.
He's slimmed down. He fit in the suit.
yeah,
It's fine.
yeah. CG. It's all right. Yeah.
Actually, when we saw him last month, he actually looked. I guess it was 2 months ago now,
Mhm.
but he looked like he had lost quite a bit of weight.
Really.
And he actually was
Yeah.
pretty alert for someone who was 88.
He looked healthy still, though, right?
He was,
Oh, yeah.
he was spry. I mean,
I
like
saw his one-man show 2 years ago when he
Mhm.
came through Des Moines.
Yeah.
I mean, he was
Nice.
he went on for
He
an hour
was
and a half
moving
and full of
around the
energy and
stage,
bouncing
yeah.
around the stage.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he gives entertaining panels.
Mhm.
A lot of cool
now
stories.
for the photo opt, he was sitting, but
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
I
You
don't know.
guys had
If-
more interaction with him than I did. Like, I was kind of like on a conveyor belt, practically. Like, hey,
Mhm.
didn't get to talk to him much, and that's fine. I got his autograph too, so
Sure.
I was kind of nervous to talk to him because you hear all these stories like, is
Yeah.
this going to be a good experience or
Oh,
not?
right.
And
Yeah.
It'll probably damage me if it's not. So,
Yeah.
I don't want to go home and cry. So
damn you, Kirk. Yeah. Chris Pine's better. No. I'm kidding.
anyway,
Yeah.
but before we dive into the episode itself, I came across this I don't know if you want to call it a fact or just something I thought was pretty interesting. So when they started the season designing the Enterprise, they had to make it 25% different than the original because they feared legal repercussions if they copied it too closely. Now, halfway through, they found out that the legal concerns were unfounded and they were fine.
Really?
But at that point, they were like, you know what? No, we like what this looks like. We'll just go with it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think overall it really works. I love the look of the ship overall. My only concern with it is the shiny floors. How many cleaning crew do they have to keep on board just to clean their shiny floors?
Good point.
I got a lot of Star Trek six like vibes from that reveal, just with the color
Yeah.
though. I was the
Yeah.
difference, but it felt like submarine kind of thing. It was really shiny. Yeah.
And did you notice when they went to red alert, like the little flashing red alert thing was from the movies, the 6 movies?
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the red alert klaxon was as well.
Yeah.
So they pulled things from the movies into
Yes.
this,
Oh, yeah.
including the pylons that connect the warp nacelles to the engineering hull. They slant back on the refit. They're
Yeah.
straight out on the original series. These slant back as well. So they
Kind
started,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the two
Huh.
looks.
which I'm fine with because I really love the look of the movie Enterprise
Mhm.
Yes.
for the original
Oh, yeah.
cast.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
So just some things that I noticed that
Well,
were pretty
that's.
cool.
I don't know if you looked into Midnight's Edge when you were going into those factoids. I don't know if you've ever heard of Midnight's
Mm-mm.
Edge. Well,
But it sounds like I need to.
I have a lot of time apparently, but on YouTube they are pretty prominent. But they have done a lot of research into like copyrights and why things look different to kind of sell toys. Not to say
Mhm.
everything they say is 100%. I mean, they're fans and they're dedicated,
Sure.
but they have really become pretty aware amongst all the internet people. So and they
Gotcha.
kind of dog on Discovery. So
Sure.
that's kind of where I tune out a little bit, but I still listen to the criticisms. But all this stuff's very fascinating. It all started with Abrams. I think they wanted to make it their own,
Mhm.
which is good and bad. But
Yeah.
I know in the end, it's like selling toys is like that's why
Yeah.
C-3PO had a red arm, and it was horrible. Like, you know why I got this arm? No, I don't want to know why. Why would you put that in the movie? But
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, all that stuff's so confusing. It's really confusing. But yeah.
Yeah.
But I wish, I applaud this new Enterprise. I think
Mhm.
Yeah.
it looks better than, and I like the Abrams one, but this one looks really good.
Yeah.
I love this a lot more than the Abrams.
Yeah, I even like the windows in front.
Yeah.
That's a little,
Oh, yeah.
just
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
touches,
Mhm.
and I thought the corridors were a little snug, but it even had like that 60s netting or something
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they really went for it. And the sound effects, the minute they enter the ship,
Mhm.
it's like crank those sound effects up. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that was cool. I just love that ship.
You can
Definitely.
tell the design team that put this thing together loves Star Trek.
Mhm.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
absolutely adores its history.
Well, and you guys have talked about it, and a lot of people out there have talked about it, but they have to give these guys a spin-off, a mini series or something. Why would you put all that money into building this thing?
And they're permanent sets.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
The bridge set and the like the corridors and things, those are permanent sets. They
And the
weren't
very
just
last
quick
scene
stand-ups.
of that finale was the Enterprise crew. It wasn't Discovery.
Right.
It wasn't anything else.
I know.
was
It's like, I'm going to
Pike,
go with them.
It was Spock,
Yeah.
and it was number one.
Yeah.
And it was them sailing off into their next adventure.
I mean, those colors pop. It's just,
I mean, it's almost like they're saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
we're doing this."
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
it's
I
like,
think-
get on it because these actors will get other jobs.
Yeah.
And I think,
cross your fingers.
yes.
Mhm.
Come on, whoever's in charge. I always say like Paramount, CBS. I don't know who anymore.
CBS.
Viacom.
Yeah.
Buy them, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. It's just it'd be a crime if we don't get this spin
I
off.
know.
I
Agreed.
really feel that way, but yeah, it's really good. I'm excited.
So should we jump into the synopses and then we can start
Yeah,
talking
sure.
episode details?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
So since this is really one giant episode, I'm gonna read both of them
Cool.
up front,
Sure.
and then we can kind of dive into kind of the things that worked for us, the things that didn't work for us, observations, things like that. In the past, this is way in the past, probably back when you joined us last, we did like a scene by scene breakdown.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not really going to do that. More of just these are the high points. These are the things that maybe didn't sit as well.
Mhm.
And we'll just see where the conversation takes us.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Sounds
Makes
great.
sense.
Forgive
All
my
right.
page flipping.
No, you're
I
fine.
you're good.
I came over prepared. I have a book here, guys. I'm
Good.
gonna publish it next
Good.
week. I'm really
Excellent.
excited with it.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, I will sign it for you guys.
That'd be great. I would hang
Chuck
it
it
on
in the
my wall.
garbage.
Yes. Okay. So this is episodes 13 and 14, Such Sweet Sorrow. They aired on April 11th and April 18th of 2019. They were written by Michelle Paradise, Jenny Lumet, and Alex Kurtman, and directed by, I'm sorry in advance, Olatunde Asunsamni.
Sounds good to
I
me.
Better you than me,
Sir, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry.
or ma'am.
Or ma'am.
I'm pretty sure it's a
It's a
he
certain
because
reason, yeah.
he has a Twitter or he has an Instagram account.
Oh,
and he
okay,
was sharing
yeah.
like a bunch of backstage
Oh, sure.
photos
Gotcha,
and stuff,
yeah.
and it was pretty cool.
Cool.
So, anyway, part 1: Discovery escapes and rendezvous with the Enterprise. With Discovery evacuated on to the other starship. From there, they initiate the self-destruct, but the sphere data takes control of Discovery's systems and prevents this from happening. So it's like Cyberdyne, Cylons.
Skynet.
It's all one
Everything
world,
goes
guys.
back to
Terminator
AI.
exists in
Yeah.
this reality.
It
Thank you, James
also
Cameron.
defends itself from torpedoes.
Mm.
It raised its own shields.
It raises its own shields. Burnham proposes that the time crystal be used to take Discovery itself. I blame the stout.
Don't
How's
worry.
it taste coming back?
Again, tip the cow, guys. This is
Yeah, it's delicious. Now, don't worry, Chris. We'll fix that in Never mind. Never mind.
Not today, my friend.
wait.
Oh,
do we have a
what?
time crystal?
I'm fresh out.
We
don't
built a
have a way
suit
to
really quick.
energize it.
We built a suit as fast as they did on the show.
I have the Whomping Willow.
That'll
No.
work. That'll do.
Yeah, that was one of my grapes.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. We digress. Let's go.
Yeah.
Burnham proposes that the time crystal be used to take Discovery itself to the future, where Control cannot get to it, planning to wear a copy of her mother's suit to lead the ship there. Seems like a great plan. What could go wrong? Pike agrees and resumes command of the Enterprise to keep Control distracted. A new signal appears leading Discovery and Enterprise to the planet Zahea, which is ruled by Tilly's friend Queen, oh my good lord,
Queen Poe.
Mihani Ikahali Kapo.
It sounds like what the genie says on Pee-wee's Playhouse. That's all I know.
Okay, perfect.
Pike said it perfectly when he.
Yes,
said it.
yes.
Yeah.
They're
Pike's
related.
pretty smooth. So.
Again,
Yes.
connection, guys.
First,
Okay.
It's all connected.
Focus, guys. Focus.
Sorry.
A brilliant engineer, Poe assists Stamets, Tilly, and Rena with preparing the suit and time crystal for the journey. Some of the Discovery's crew choose to stay with Burnham, as does Georgiou, while Saru is made acting captain by Pike. As the Section 31 fleet arrives, Discovery and Enterprise prepare for battle while the suit and time crystal are finalized.
That was part one.
That was part one. This is part two. Tyler retrieves the Klingon fleet to assist in the battle while Serana arrives with Kelpians in Baul fighters after receiving the farewell message Saru sent her because he's a really good brother. Stamets is seriously injured and is cared for by Culber. A Section 31 torpedo penetrates the Enterprise, that sounds NC-17, without detonating, but a secondary detonation kills Cornwell after she seals off the surrounding area. Control Leland. There's like a
He's like a
dash
robot.
there.
Yeah.
Control Leland boards Discovery and is defeated by Georgia with magnetism, which seems like an odd phrase. I mean, it's true, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
like
wasn't
like
just magnet.
the magnetism of her personality. They don't. Yeah.
Pretty much she blinded him with science.
Right. Allowing Section 31's fleet to be destroyed. In the suit, Burnham travels to the past and sets the 5 signals that led them to this point. She then sets a 6th for Discovery to follow as she travels to the future and promises to set a 7th when they're safely there. The crew of the Enterprise tell Starfleet that Discovery was destroyed in the battle. I'm guessing there was a lot of that.
yeah. Oh, it sounds like a lot of paperwork.
And are ordered never to speak of Discovery or its crew again on Spock's recommendation. Tyler is placed in command of Section 31. Months later, the Enterprise detects the 7th signal as it sets course for a new adventure.
And show.
Hopefully.
Coming this fall.
Cue the
Secretly
callback
filming
music
right now,
to the original
maybe?
series.
Come on,
Yeah.
guys. They're listening. They
So-
have to be listening.
They have to be. Yeah, probably not. No. No listening.
They have the badge, the Section 31 badge.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
they're there.
I have one
presence.
upstairs. That's probably how they're hearing.
Nice. I
So,
like it. Like it.
all right. So, what did we think overall?
Of both of them together.
Yes. This is
Boy, that's a
This is a motion picture. event.
It basically
Mhm.
was.
Right.
Yeah.
that's a really in-depth question.
It is.
So,
Okay, let's step back. What did you like?
what did I like? Well,
Gazelles.
for one thing,
llamas.
dromedaries in general.
Okay.
Thanos.
Perfect.
Thanos.
Yeah, that's great.
Is it back on topic? Yes. I will say that I really liked the fact that we were left in suspense about those last couple of points. To be honest, I kept wondering, we still had 3 points left.
Like the signals?
Yeah, like the signals. And like that kind of bothered me going into the last 2 episodes. And like even the second to last episode didn't really address them.
Sure.
No.
And I have this really weird OCD thing where I like storylines that kind of come together, especially like at the end of the season. And I really was not sure it was going to.
They had a lot to pull together.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
But I thought they did a really good job of stringing all of those sequences and all those storylines to a at least amicable ending for the season.
Mhm.
I thought, boy, it's such a loaded question. What do you guys think? I feel like I could go for a long time, but I don't want to like step on anyone's toes here.
If you're on a roll, do it, man.
Yeah, by all means.
We talk about the character development that we'd seen throughout this entire thing, the entire series. Like Ash Tyler's kind of moment of triumph
Yeah.
from the second to last episode to the last episode. Just the fact that all of the crew seemed like they really legitimately were a team. I've watched some dramas, some movies where the cast feel like, oh yeah, we're this wonderful bunch of misfits and we're just happen to be here all at the same time. But one of the most touching moments was when I thought when they all when the rest of the crew said to Michael that they were going with her to the future.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That
Yeah.
was like all right, we're gonna have this happen. And I was so surprised when I saw Spock there too. My first
I was
thought,
like, no,
I mean,
don't go.
you knew it wasn't going to happen. But
No.
Yeah.
Like, bring the Blu-rays, Spock. You gotta stay in
it's
the.
Yeah.
more. It's like, what's going to happen that either changes his mind or prevents this from happening? right?
exactly.
Well,
yeah.
it's like, Colbert couldn't end up on Enterprise because McCoy wouldn't have let him,
Right.
another doctor into his sick bay. Come on.
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, and maybe the old man doctor with the martini kit was still there.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, we needed
That's
to
true.
see him. Come
Yeah.
on.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of,
Drunk.
we should have had martinis.
Mm.
Should have brought a old
What was-
timey doctor's case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I think so.
unloaded it.
You know what? Never mind. I think I don't want to ruin anything, but our cosplay next year might involve a doctor of some sort.
Really?
Yes.
Who?
No.
Oh.
He's going to be an ENT, an ear, nose, and throat specialist.
Ah, nice.
My ENT name is going to be Dr. Treebeard.
You're going to talk really slow and deep. Yeah.
So as I was watching this, the thing that kind of stuck out to me was, damn, that's hot. Hope my computer doesn't burn up. That's my work computer.
Shields at 50%, Captain.
Yeah. So the sphere data,
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost it's the MacGuffin of this entire season,
Mhm.
right? It's the one thing that is out there that is putting all of these things in motion.
Right.
That being said, as far as, I mean, overall, big picture, I see how everything goes together, but I don't know that it's the greatest MacGuffin I've ever seen.
They could have drove
Yeah.
into water or launched into water, just like everything else you throw into water.
Mhm.
Because you can delete stuff in this day and
Right.
age, right?
It's true.
And why couldn't you just keep shooting torpedoes until the shields were depleted?
Yeah, I like
Could
how
have.
how Pike's like everyone rise, show respect. Didn't work. Okay, blow it to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more respect. We got to destroy this
I
thing.
mean, Section 31's little, android ships or whatever,
Mhm.
they seem to be doing a good job of breaking through the shields. So,
Right,
true.
no
why don't you just
kidding.
let those
Yeah, just put on autopilot.
go? Yeah.
Like,
Didn't
all the little
Enterprise
drones,
just
that's what
come back from like space dock? Shouldn't they be fully stocked with torpedoes?
You would think
Yeah.
so.
yeah, that was my complaint. Like I didn't see many torpedoes, even from the other side.
Yeah.
Like, just
It was all like phasers.
all those little ships.
Yeah.
Well, but to be fair,
yeah.
you think about TOS. How many times did they actually use photon torpedoes?
True.
13.
Mhm.
Phasers were a lot. right?
Phasers were like the primary mode
Yeah.
of
Mhm.
fighting. So I wondered if that kind of played into it.
Sure. I mean, it could
Maybe.
Never mind. I'll touch on it later.
Yeah.
But I had another favorite part.
which is
Just how smoothly a lot of what happened was kind of, it felt like a big government conspiracy, like at the very end, just how they all played and how it actually really did a good job of closing a tremendous gap between the end of Disco season
Yeah.
2 and TOS season 1.
Yeah.
It felt like this was a very good lead in.
well, yeah, because we talked last episode about how 13 years from the point Pike took control of Discovery to the point where he appeared in the menagerie, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you have like this amazing technological gap that has to resolve itself in that time period. You're like, what the heck are they going to do?
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, because they didn't have holograms in the original series, and they addressed that.
Yeah.
They
they beat that one over the head. They
Mhm.
didn't have to be like, there'll be no holographic
Oh
projections
yeah, that's
ever.
a complaint
It's like,
easily.
Oh yeah.
Get on the bridge number 1 again with the holograms. Like, guys, we get it.
we
Yeah.
got it the first time.
Just feel like the writer's like, we're clever, right, guys? Like, you don't need our approval for everything. Just
Just do your thing.
Yep.
go away. Even I think maybe the animated series of Star Trek might have had holograms because they could do whatever they wanted. It had a holodeck,
Sure.
I believe.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
there is another complaint I have, but actually it's in a TNG technical manual, so it kind of helps me go with it. So I don't know if you want me to touch on that
Mhm.
now or we can do it
If you
later.
need to refer to it, I do have the TNG technical manual.
You do. Well,
Yeah.
I'm of course talking about the R2D2 knockoffs. Exhibit A, guys. This is I don't know if the camera can see it.
Yeah, probably
See,
not.
this is from TNG's time.
Mhm.
Huh.
So this made me be a little okay with it, but at first I was like, what the heck are these things?
Yeah.
But yeah, they're .7 repair bots. So TNG manual,
I mean, it makes sense.
they're piloted by,
People.
yes,
Sure.
I'm cool with that. But the whole droid thing, I'm like, then how come those aren't on the ship? You know,
Yeah.
assisting with other things.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just
Cleaning the
feel like they're
force.
opening
Oh,
a can of
Or
worms.
maybe that's how it works.
could be.
They just
That's
maybe
how they
we
kept
need
the
like a
force clean.
Discovery after an Enterprise after hours show where it just shows
Right.
like the
Well,
droids going and doing
They
everything.
gotta have like a
Yeah.
Roomba.
That kind of reminds
Yeah.
me of
That's
the
true.
Last Jedi with sorry, we shouldn't even go there. But like the creatures that were on that island that were like that, the housekeepers that you didn't
Oh,
see.
yeah.
the-
Yeah.
But like I can kind of see that, yeah, like the after hours Roomba that
Yeah.
wakes up at 1 o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning and sweeps your house and then goes back.
And
at
Chewie
5.
could yell at it and it goes the other way.
Can we all take a moment of
Oh,
Oh, of
Oh,
course.
so-
those
for
past-
Peter
yeah.
Mayhew.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are we doing?
Moment of
Peter
silence.
Just a
Mayhew's
brief moment of
Chewie
Oh,
silence.
sorry.
Yeah, that was kind of a sad loss this week.
Yeah. It
Or
was.
recently.
He was what, 74? I think?
Not that old.
Heart attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he just had his surgery, I
Did
believe.
he?
Well,
Very tall man.
I mean, if
A
you've
lot of
seen him
health
in the last
problems.
couple of years, I mean, you could tell he was kind of in rough shape.
Yeah.
But
I never had the privilege to like go to a con of his.
No.
I don't know if he was in. I assume he was in a lot of cons around here, or they were just overseas. Or,
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
sure.
I don't know how much traveling he did towards
yeah.
the latter
Yeah.
years. And
Well, he got to train his replacement, so
yeah, yeah.
was nice.
And he
Yeah.
was at Planet Comic Con last year, I think.
Real
Might have
nice.
been this year too.
No, he wasn't there this year.
I think he was. I think you're wrong.
Was
you,
he?
you flew to Denver, okay?
I did. They have
Your
really good
opinion is
omelets.
invalid.
yeah. Did you see the Twitter exchange between Harrison Ford and his family?
I missed
No.
it.
Where Harrison Ford basically said a number of things about him, and at the end he said, "I loved him," and his family, Peter Mayhew's family, tweeted back and said he knew.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
that's cool.
Yeah,
That's nice.
I thought that was pretty awesome.
That's nice
Yeah.
because you're like with Ford, it's like, does he
Mhm.
really like any of this? Or-
Yeah.
yeah.
So there were some things that I thought they did a really good job writing, like because they started out with in the episode The Red Angel, which we talked about earlier, where they were like, oh, it's Burnham, it's you in the suit, and then they're
Yeah.
like, oh no, it's your mom, and like there's some DNA similarities, which explains why we're confused, but then we find out here it's like, oh no, it really was her, because now we're building our own suit, and
Yep.
so
Well-
this makes sense now.
Not to. I'm not trying to go back to those episodes, but I to know how where she got her name from. Her father was name was Michael, so I thought that was interesting.
Oh,
She was named after her
mhm.
father.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's a cool little connection. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that. But yeah,
I like the fact that unusual name for a girl,
yes,
and that they didn't dwell on it.
true.
They just kind of
Not as
accepted
much
it
as the holograms. They did.
Yeah.
not.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I was curious, but I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
glad they're not making like a big deal out of
That's better
hey,
writing.
this girl has a boy's name.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's like the misdirection they teased earlier was a misdirection later.
like
if
there
that makes
basically
sense.
are more than one Red Angel.
Yeah.
And maybe there's more than two. We
It's like
don't
the
know.
double switch.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so I thought that was pretty cool
Mhm.
because it
I think it
Yeah.
softened the blow if you were like going to be really bummed, like really Michael's the Red Angel.
Mhm.
So then
Yeah.
with a mom, it's like, okay, this is.
because I started out that episode, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, really? They're doing that?
I'm not trying to be a Michael hater, but I think in the very beginning it was awesome to actually focus on one character. But as we moved along, thank God with Arium, we got that.
Yeah, that was a good
If we didn't have
episode, too.
that, obviously
Yeah.
their death wouldn't have, and I know why they did it that way. I would
Yeah.
I'd like to see more characters,
I
side
wanna
characters
see
get their
more
spot.
about
Yeah.
Yeah,
everyone
Oh,
else.
yeah.
like maybe them, one of
Yeah.
them could be a Red Angel.
Yeah,
It's like everything's just so fantastical, and I think that I don't know. I'm not trying to be a hater on
Mm-hmm.
her, but
No, and
it's just something that kind of annoys me. It's like I think it'd be more just like with Spock. You guys have talked about before. How he didn't have to have this disorder to
Right.
be interesting.
Mhm.
He already was interesting, and
Right.
maybe Sarah didn't have to be her father, her adopted father. It could have been another Vulcan. You get to know another family.
Exactly.
True.
Build the universe. Don't
Yeah.
make it so narrow and small. So
And I understand
Yeah.
why they did it though. They needed those callbacks to things that
Yeah.
people knew.
It was
to be
attractive.
Like, oh,
Mhm.
yeah, okay.
yeah.
And is it Michael Frayn? Is that the actor who played Sarek?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think he does a
Did
pretty
a
good
great
job.
job.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like, yeah.
Yeah. So and
Didn't get much of the movie version of Sarek, with
No.
the 09. But yeah, this one was, I think he did a good job.
I agree.
Never going to be Mark Leonard,
No.
no.
And I think you need
nobody
to
will
accept
be.
it about Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah,
I hear a lot of people, after, Peck shaves. I don't want to give much away. We'll get there. But, everyone's like, oh, he just looks like a baby. I'm like, okay, he is not Leonard Nimoy, guys.
Mhm.
Right.
But he does a really good job. I think he
Oh,
does
yeah.
a better
Yeah.
job than Quinto did. Even though,
Mhm.
Yes.
he did a
Yes.
good job, but man, he really nailed it. I think.
Quinto
Yeah.
looked the part, but I feel
Yes.
like Peck embodies it.
Yep.
He really did a good job.
Like
I
every line he gave, I'm like,
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
channeling him more
Mhm.
than anyone else. And yeah.
so excellent casting.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
one
Well,
more
that's
reason
almost
to
an
just-
impossible part to play. I mean,
It is.
from an acting standpoint.
It's
so to
it's
even
like
take it on and to do
Aiden,
it.
what's his name that had to play Han Solo in the
Yeah.
prequel movie?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I thought he did
Aaron
fine.
He did a great job.
It's just
Yeah.
easy to get on
But
that bandwagon.
Nobody
with
is
haters,
nobody is Harrison Ford. Nobody is Leonard
right.
Nimoy.
Just accept
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
As long as you get the character, I think
Mhm.
you do. And
Yeah.
it was beautiful when he got cast. He went to the family and they all
Mhm.
embraced it. And
Yeah.
Nice picture they had together. Like,
Yeah.
we're all on board. This
Yeah.
is great. Which is like, I want to see more. Come on,
Right.
guys. Let's
Mm-hmm.
see more. Please. But no, I like Discovery, of course. But
I do too.
yeah, it's just
I
it's a big tease. It's like,
Yeah.
Enterprise.
yeah.
Come on.
So I think we kind of alluded to this earlier, but the fact that they were just we'll just build a second suit just like that.
Well, they just
That's one of those
3D
things-
printed it. And,
Well, yeah,
The IKEA app.
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, I wasn't so sure about that. They seemed like they were awfully quick to be able to replicate it.
Yeah.
yeah. Even if they had the plans, it's like
Well, and that's the other thing. They had all these goodbye moments, which finally I like when it slows down. I think it gets fast paced a lot and you
Mhm.
kind of miss things and
Mhm.
it's just kind of jarring. But there was like a few goodbyes. Like that was probably a few hours you had extra you could have used,
Mhm.
Yeah.
maybe a montage and then you could go into the suit. Yeah.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
felt like they could have planned that out better. Maybe like,
maybe when they did the montage, they could have played like the Rocky theme song.
Yeah.
why not? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure. Pike dancing to it. Why not?
Yeah.
Pike can't do no wrong. Come on,
Yeah.
No,
dude.
man,
Yes.
I love Anson
Man.
Mount.
Yeah,
I never
he was so good.
saw or heard of him prior to this, and I'm a fan.
Oh, on Instagram, he was like, he had his dog with him.
Mhm.
And just he was
Yeah.
enjoying it, and he
Oh,
got.
yeah. I think he loved playing the part.
He loves Trek.
Yeah.
He's a big fan. So yeah.
I have a question for you guys about something that happened here. The Klingons showing up.
At the very end. Ish. Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler
Mhm.
calling them in, right? Thoughts?
I loved the aggressive Klingons that were not bloodthirsty, but they loved battle and they
Mhm.
really showed that they wanted to be there and take down their enemies. And today was a good day to die. And
And Laurel was like, I thought with the Chancellorship, it won't be no blood.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you guys know what that ship's called? Is it canon at all? I hate to go into the canon territory.
good-
It's
that
a
I don't
big ass
know.
ship.
Yeah.
It's
big
huge.
shit.
It's huge.
Yeah.
But I thought the lighting was very Klingon.
Mhm.
I'm still
Oh, yeah.
bothered by the Klingon look. The hair has helped, but the fingers and the big alien head, like
Mhm.
guys, just make it more simple. Like,
Well,
I don't know.
yeah, the fingers are. If you look at like the evolution of the Klingons from the original series to like the movies in the Next Generation,
Right.
I mean, as you get better with prosthetics, you're
Yeah.
gonna find ways. You're like, you know what, we need to make them a little less human because
Yeah.
otherwise people are gonna be like,
I have issues with Into Darkness, but I thought the Klingons looked great. in
I like,
Darkness.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
we can go away from the blue eyes too. Like,
Mhm.
but I liked how, I think Discovery was the first time you kind of got variations of skin tone. with the
Yeah.
Klingons,
Yeah.
That was interesting. I thought,
yeah.
just
I
the bulkiness,
love-
I'm not a fan
I
of.
love the
Yeah.
way the
Yeah.
language sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that is an intentional thing or if that's just the teeth, like make everything
right, because
muffled,
it looks like it's hard to
but
talk
it
through.
sounds so guttural and so alien.
Yeah.
I think
Mhm.
it works.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be fascinated to
So-
know people out there who have the Klingon dictionary and can speak Klingon if they actually like
It's-
this new
I
Sure.
do, it's
interpretation
over
of
there.
language. Because like to me, it's like it sounds like a Klingon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know much more about it.
I mean, I know Mike Okuda wrote the entire language. So,
Yeah.
and I
Right.
know they adhere to it.
Yeah.
And I know
That's
that
awesome.
he is the only one that can add things to it.
Right.
So-
Yeah. I dug them coming in. I thought you know that was gonna happen because Tyler's like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then it kind of screws up the whole like, hey, I'm supposed to be dead, and
Right.
hi guys.
Mhm.
But of course the D7s that was
That was a
exciting.
good touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
That was
yeah.
we watched it together and Brian like fanboyed out. when
That's
they
so
got
cool.
to
Though.
the
That's so
D7.
cool. Well, it's
Yeah.
like
Ship.
just like what they did with
Yeah.
the Enterprise. Like that's all they need to do with these ships.
Mhm.
Tweak them a little bit. Don't go
Just modernize them a
crazy
bit.
and like
Yep.
make them all sharp like the first Klingon ships. Like this is just work with this. I
Yeah.
like this look, and I would have just been okay with the Klingons helping out, but then everybody comes. I'm not trying to skip ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I couldn't help but think
We're-
that.
I mean,
but-
we're kind of
We're
hopping
kinda-
all
Yeah,
over, so,
yeah.
The
like-
Kelpians advanced fast from
Yeah, that was my complaint,
a
like,
non-spacefaring race to being able to pilot ships.
She
like
became
yeah.
black
starfighters.
starfighters.
Yeah.
Like hi sis. You never were in space.
What happened
now
to
you're
the
flying
Bowel?
through
Did
it.
they overthrow the Bowel in a matter of weeks? Or
That's a good
I don't know what the
question.
time jump was from when
Well,
they
that
were
was
on
vague,
the
too.
Kelpian planet.
Because
Yeah.
that time
The time
distortion
crystal,
they
yeah.
went through and it exploded. Like, did that
Mhm.
affect the planet or anything?
Good
It was
question.
right there.
Yeah.
But backtrack. I'm sorry, but some of that was like, I
But
wish we
that's
kind of had.
but that stuff isn't new. I mean,
No.
you go back and watch other episodes. And
no, you're
like,
right. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So
yeah.
it's not a criticism of just Discovery.
right.
No,
it's,
yes.
yeah.
The writers are constantly going to have to, well, not constantly, but occasionally going to have to do something where it's like, well, this is a bit of a stretch, but we have to get from here to here. So
Yeah.
Right.
I think my biggest complaint about all the battles, like, and I'm sure it's because budget cuts, because the original showrunners this season supposedly put a lot of money in the earlier episodes, and I think
Mhm.
everything else suffered for it.
Yeah.
The ships never maneuvered; they just stood there. Both ships, both
Yeah.
sides. Like, what's stopping Leland from having these ships ram
I
into
know.
them?
Good
It
point.
just felt like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
and he's
he just
one
kinda took
guy.
a pounding
Can
from the
we
drones
beam him
and-
out to
right,
space?
right.
Yeah.
Just kind of felt like, why didn't he just spread his seed, if you will, into all the crews, and he had a whole crew of Lelands? Like, that would have been crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you're going to bring this up or not, but a lot of people were fearing this was the beginning of the Borg,
It
which
can
I'm
be.
glad it wasn't.
Yeah.
That would have really made me
No,
mad.
but they introduced the Borg
Yeah.
and
The Borg were in
Enterprise, and it
Enterprise,
was
right?
Yeah, and
some
I'm
years
not really on board
before.
with that either, because
Yeah.
to me it's
Yeah.
like season two of TNG, right? Q led him to the Borg.
Yeah.
That's our
Was it-
introduction.
was
Don't. I think
was
it
I think
was.
it sounds
two or
right.
three?
I think it
It's right
was
in there.
because Guinan was there now,
Mhm.
and I'm pretty sure it was season 2. But yeah, I think Star Trek, again, make the universe big. There's so many other
Mhm.
species out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Just do that. But that was interesting to. I don't know. That's what kind of didn't do it for me, was they're just sitting still, and there wasn't really many torpedoes, and then there was one,
Mhm.
and it didn't detonate. It was huge, and
Yep.
Cornwell's death bothers me.
Well, it's like, oh, I'm just going to shut this one door, and that's going to protect the ship.
Yeah. Or
And why would the
why couldn't
blast
they beam her
door?
out?
Yeah,
They
that
beam-
was my
They
thing.
beam
Yeah.
Spock out like 10 minutes later.
Yeah, but
Well-
why do you shut the blast doors from inside the room? Why isn't there a
Or
Yeah.
do it at Indiana
switch
Jones.
outside of the room?
Yeah.
Hit it and then roll underneath, grab your
Yeah.
hat, and
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And
Well,
the pipe didn't even move.
Now,
No.
Like,
now
dude,
I want
I
to.
think
Now
that
I want
would-
to see Cornwell in a fedora. So thanks for that.
Yeah.
Someone
Um,
out there
Make that
make
happen.
that happen. Yeah, for sure.
Well, you can do
My
it.
thing though too was with the photon torpedo. Like, you could actually beam that off the ship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like push
there-
it back out to
you-
space.
Yeah, you have a lot of options.
Yeah.
Get
here.
those repair bots.
And they didn't use
Turn
the
off-
transporters much all
just
season,
turn
but then
off
they
the
did use them
gravity and
Yeah.
in the last episode.
Right.
Exactly.
And again, Trek's done that in the past, but
Mhm.
it's just convenient. Like, oh, we can transport now. I can only bring one of you up, and you know what's
Yeah.
going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like, I love Cornwell. I don't know. I just wish it felt like the scene from Austin Powers where the steamroller was coming at the guy, and he's like, no. She just was like, shut it. all right, I'll just stand here. And it's like, damn it. Just wish it was
Yeah.
a little quicker. Yeah. Mike's
should've
like,
sat on it,
bye. Like, just crawl
Yeah.
underneath the door.
She should have sat on it like Dr. Strangelove or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no kidding. I would
What
like
was up
that
with
better. Yeah, I just hated that. It's like, no, she has to die. We have to make her die. That's how it has to be. Like,
Yeah.
you can't have a droid come in. We just saw them. Yeah.
Yeah.
They slide underneath. And
Yeah, if they're remote controlled, they can come in.
Yeah,
it just
Or
bothered me. It's like,
sacrifice
I
a droid.
just felt like she didn't have to die.
Save an admiral.
Yeah, the best admiral.
So I think we'll just pause real quick and say, if you're watching this, feel free to use the chat function. Send us a message, send us a comment. In a little bit, I actually have a series of Instagram comments from some of our posts
Great.
Nice.
that I'd like to just kind of share and get everybody's
Heck
feedback on
yeah.
as well.
Fantastic.
So utilize the chat function if you're watching. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go get the second beer.
Sounds perfect.
Excellent.
Continue talking. I
All
will
right.
catch up.
Yeah.
Well, page 9, guys. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did feel like that death was relatively senseless. I mean, that was one of those few times where it's like, all right, come on, guys, use the technology around you. Now I know
Yeah.
one thing I did like with the series was, in general, they seemed like they preferred using the shuttles over
Yeah.
transporters,
Yeah.
but use the transporters when necessary.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Well, and that's the other thing. Why couldn't they just throw her a spacesuit and then just eject that whole, like,
Exactly.
open it up? Like,
Yeah.
I just
Perfect.
felt like the writing could have been a little better, but
Mhm.
maybe budget restraints were like, just gotta put her in a room, guys. Just
Yeah.
gotta,
Yeah.
she gotta die. It's like, yeah, that bothered me. I don't know. It just felt like they could have done something better. Like, they could have prevented it, but.
Mhm.
And Pike, he was going down there like, I can't die. That's why he
Oh,
went
yeah.
down there, which I get. So, in which he was the first one to volunteer for the suit.
Mhm.
Like, that's been him the whole season. And I like how they tackled it. It was his guilt for not being in the war.
Yeah.
That's why he wants to go on the way missions and all that. So, yeah, he's definitely become a really good captain. Like, in the mythos of Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
As well as Jet Reno, she's
I
joined the
love
Engineers
Jet
Club.
Yep.
You remember her?
And
Yeah.
she was a fun addition.
Yeah,
And she was
was.
key to the storyline when
Yeah.
she was there, that she had things to do, and there was a reason that, going back to the whole time
Yeah.
travel piece of it, that's one of the reasons they picked her up, is because
she's
she's
like,
going
I
to
can
help them
fix
power
it.
the crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that still confuses me. Have we seen engineering, or is that where the spore drive is? I'm
That's
confused by that.
Drive.
Okay, so
it's
engineering.
separate from like the warp core and all.
I hope
Yeah.
they build that set then and have her be there for
Yeah.
next season.
Mhm.
Which,
Because she was on the disco, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
She made the jump.
Yeah.
yeah, she was.
And I
Yep.
think I said in a prior cast that she's a personal friend of, I think, Kurtzman.
Mhm.
And she's a professional comedian, so she tours, but he wrote
Yeah.
this part for her,
Right.
created this part for her. So she's in it when she's available to shoot scenes. So I'm glad she was in these.
Oh, and I
the
applaud her
finale.
because she's representing so many things. She's a
Oh,
breast
yeah.
cancer survivor. I
Yeah.
saw her documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
Really.
She's a pretty incredible.
She is.
person.
She is. I loved how she did the panel last year. Before the show obviously came out, but she wasn't like, I don't know. She just was being herself, basically, not taking it too seriously.
Yeah.
It was funny.
That's
It was-
awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But yeah,
She's probably my favorite new character of season 2.
Her stand-up
Yeah.
is hilarious.
Guys,
too.
we just got some knowledge dropped on us here.
all
Yeah,
right.
that's-
So the Enterprise doesn't have site-to-site transportability on the ship Discovery. The Discovery is the ship that's got site-to-site transport. So that's why they didn't
Oh.
That's why, like,
pluck
Laurel or
Cornwell.
Ooh,
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Boom.
So thank you, Idic Warrior, Edic, Infinite Diversity and Infinite Combinations.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank
Nice.
you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Good call.
Appreciate the
Love
knowledge.
that.
Perfect.
Yes.
And thanks for
Her death is
thank you.
justified now.
Okay.
I feel
We
better
feel
about
a
this.
little better
Yeah.
about
A little better. A little better.
We
Yeah.
close the loophole.
Yes.
The beer I have is from New Belgium and is called the Hemperor.
Oh, I have a feeling I know what's in it.
Woody Harrelson beer.
No, it's so anyway, I'm gonna pass it out and then I've got a little blurb here that I'm gonna read. Edic Warrior, feel free to crack a beer yourself. We do appreciate the assist on the knowledge.
Yeah, that's great.
I've got an opener here, so
Thank you.
I can pass that around too. All right. Brian, good eyes on the chat, by the way. All right.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Thank you. All right. So the Emperor IPA.
Oh, that smells strong.
Yes, it does. The world's dankest ale. I
Wow.
have to agree, just based on the smell. Okay.
Wow.
Get ready. An exciting new offering that'll change the way you think about hoppy beers is coming your way.
Approximately 10 seconds.
In approximately 10 seconds. The brewers at New Belgium have created a new style of IPA, the Emperor HPA. With the popularity of hoppy beers, our brewers are always on the lookout for different hop varieties and the complexity and flavors new strains can bring. This is where the hemp comes into the picture. Without getting too nerdy, we found a unique way to recreate hemp terpene flavors in a beer, which complement the inclusion of hop flavors and hemp hearts in a brand new, delicious way. Not to mention the beer is extremely dank. The flavors and aromas are so unique, it's a style unto itself. It does not have CBD in it, Brian.
Good to
Smells
know.
like sweet
Ah,
stinky
dang it,
weed,
no.
but
Woofda.
I gotta say,
Yeah.
it tastes better than it smells.
a little bit, but it's not my favorite.
Cheers, everybody. Say cheers.
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 All right.
Paramount, if you're watching spinoff show, get that down there. Yeah.
Okay, so with
Whoa.
kind of the pungent smell, I kind of expected a more bitter taste
Yeah.
than what we were actually getting. So, yeah,
I'm kind of getting a fruit with that almost.
yeah.
I mean, maybe that's just the hemp, but pretty good.
Yeah, there's nothing about fruit. They use Cascade and HBC 522 and Simcoe hops.
Okay.
They used a pale white wheat and midnight wheat malt. So, yeah. Anyway, there we go.
Very cool.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's fine.
I've never had anything quite like this.
We're getting
No.
emotional over Cornwall, so we had to.
Yeah,
drink
no,
something.
yeah. And
To the Admiral.
I mean, she's
Yes.
she's had a really good arc
Yeah.
Yeah.
for getting captured by the Klingons, and
Well, she captained the Enterprise for a little bit.
yeah,
Looks
she
like-
she worked. She kind of made an alliance with the Rel to
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
escape in season 1.
There you go.
and-
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will say this season finale is better than 1. I thought 1 was kind of like,
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna blow the whole planet up. Like, what? Okay. Very quick correction there.
Yeah.
Still wasn't my favorite, but I've had episodes this season where I just was like, oh my god, that was so good. Like I even
The Edict Warrior has chimed in again. They started official voiceover production on the Star Trek Lower Decks animation show today.
holy crap.
Wow.
So I think if memory serves, they're actually producing 2 animated Star Trek shows.
Mhm.
One is going to be geared toward kids.
One's on like Nickelodeon or something.
It's going to be on Nickelodeon, I believe, and the other is more adult by at least one of the producers or creators of Rick and Morty. So,
Nice.
sounds like Lower Decks has started producing, which is awesome.
I'm excited.
I am too.
Sweet.
About a year ago, my 5-year-old was really getting into the Star Trek animated series from the 70s.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if there's like something else that he can kind of dive into, I can
Yeah, they're very
increase
behind
his
on that.
nerditude a little bit.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
Star Wars, they've done a lot of animation. Like
Yeah.
Trek
Yeah.
should definitely go there.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, you could do so much.
Right.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Definitely.
It is a good time to be a fan. It's almost like the
Oh, it
90s.
is.
The
Yeah.
Renaissance
Yeah.
is coming back. Picard's coming back.
Right. It is like the 90s are back. Yeah.
I feel older though.
So Burnham, we get to the point where she realizes that she's been the source of these 7 points that they talked about in the first
Yeah.
episode, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think Spock realizes it. So you get kind of this cool montage where she goes back to all these points where they've been before, and you kind of see these things through like a new understanding, because you're like, oh, okay, I know what the end is now, so I know what's happening here.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
there's almost this enlightening, I guess. I don't know. But she said, because they went out, they tried to set the future jump, and she was unable to. And I looked.
You have to visit the past in order to go to the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah.
You gotta set it up.
There was a quote. It was like, no, that wasn't it actually, but you're close. Only you're not. Anyway, there was a technical Trek jargon reason for why she
Spock did, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but once she did that and they plotted the course, here's my point of confusion. So we talked about these 7 signals in the very first episode.
Mhm.
She goes, and in the final, she creates the 5 that they've already explored.
Mm-hmm.
The 6th is going to be a beacon to show Discovery how to get to the future. So how are they talking about it in the very first episode?
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What I'm asking, does that question make sense?
Of course, in space, right? Things you see further away happened already, isn't that? And it takes that amount of time to.
That could be. And then the 7th one, which was a signal when they arrived safely,
Yeah.
was I think they said from the Beta Quadrant, 51,000 light years away,
Mm-hmm.
and that happened a few months after the Discovery disappeared.
Right. Right.
So,
I was very lost the first time I saw this episode.
Well, did they say early in the season that Spock, as a child, saw the signals or saw the Red Angel?
Yeah, it prevented.
he did, because his drawings matched up with the readout they had.
Yeah.
So they knew they had detected these 7 as
Mhm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, and Michael originally died. Her mom intervened with Spock.
Right.
So she was the first angel he
Mhm.
encountered. And then the one he tried to mind meld with was Burnham? Michael, was it? Maybe?
Yeah.
It's still hard to.
Right.
It's all over the place and it just hurts my head. But
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the problem with some of these
Yeah.
types of episodes.
The storytelling.
Yeah.
Because,
Hopefully they
It's
go
art.
away
So-
from a time travel story.
so we've
next
got a
season.
posit here that this possibly is the Bootstrap Paradox.
oh, okay.
So the 12th Doctor talked about this, but it's basically the Predestination Paradox.
Mm-hmm.
So a causal loop in the context of time travel or the causal structure of space-time is a sequence of events in which an event is among the cause of another event, which in turn is among the cause of the first mentioned event. Such causality looped events then exist in space-time, but their origin cannot be determined.
So then, who wrote Beethoven's First Symphony?
The 5th, actually.
Yeah,
but yes.
dang it.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember when they set up this whole Red Angel thing. I
Yeah.
was like, because if you look at Kurtzman and Abrams, not to say Abrams, I'm not trying to link him to this. I'm just saying they always have a great setup, but in the end, it never pays off. And I was afraid this was going to happen.
I'm going to go off the rails here for a second.
Sure.
So I Googled the Bootstrap Paradox
Mhm.
because Edict Warrior mentioned it, and I was like, oh yeah, Beethoven's 5th. They talked about it in
Mhm.
Doctor Who. So, but I just wanted some definition around
Sure.
it. So when you Google something, you also get like people also ask.
Mhm.
So it's got another like related questions. The last one on the list is Judge Judy single?
Okay.
Also a paradox, believe it or not.
A mirror
No.
version of
That's
Judge
right.
Judy.
Yeah.
Does she have a goatee?
Ooh, parallel universe.
So
Is she Terran?
yeah. So the
That
real
would
question
explain a
is,
lot.
who invented transparent aluminum? How do you know you
How do
didn't
we know
invent
it wasn't the guy?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Trek's done it before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
yeah. The Red Angel did it.
There we go.
Yeah.
I like
So,
it.
But as I was going through and trying to put some notes together today, I'm just like, they talked about the 7 in the first episode, and now we're getting the. So anyway, it was a question.
Right. I
But-
think it takes it 2 viewings to me it did last night.
And you're probably right.
I understood a little bit more, and I still don't understand everything, but
Well, some of that is the That's a good thing to a certain degree because
Yeah.
it's the rewatchability.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. This season had, I think, a lot more of that factor.
I
than the
watched every
first
episode
season.
twice.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there are two more things I want to cover based on what happened in the episode, and then I've got a question for the larger group.
Sure.
The first thing is after Discovery completes its jump, we get to see freshly shaven haircut Spock,
Mhm.
which is
In the blue uniform.
in the blue
Yeah,
uniform.
yeah.
And I think you said earlier that's where the episode ends, right?
Yeah,
It's
he enters the bridge and Pike says, "Hit it." And
next
they-
adventure, right?
Right.
We don't see anything about
nothing more with Discovery. Other than they see the signal, and that was
Right.
Well, and they on Instagram are teasing like we're done. I'm really hoping they're keeping it hush hush, and they're really something's happening.
I think.
Why would you build that amazing?
Why would
set?
you build
Mhm.
that as a permanent set
Oh,
if you
yeah.
weren't going to use it going
It's so
forward?
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just
But another thing is a lot of the negative reaction to the show is that they sandwiched it in between Enterprise and the original series.
yeah.
Mhm.
So they had to contend with set canon on either
Yeah.
side.
What would have helped them is if they just did it after TNG Deep Space Nine.
Voyager,
You could
yeah.
go all in with the holograms.
But they fixed that now.
Yeah.
Right?
They went beyond all of them now.
Yeah. Now, but my question, did they actually jump where they said they were going to jump?
Oh, maybe they didn't go 500 years in the
Maybe
future.
they didn't go, and I don't think it was
5 days into the future.
I don't think it was 500. I think it was like 930
Yeah.
Do you suppose?
or something like that.
Do you suppose, like in some way, because I know that they've mentioned before that CBS wants to be the one-stop shop for all Star Trek things going
Yeah.
forward. Do you suppose they're going to have any sort of interaction with the Picard series? Like that they actually are trying to use this as a promo for another show, or like do
I
some
would have
sort
been
of
okay
tie-in?
with them going clearly to that timeline and Picard like rolling up like hello,
Mhm.
or just
That would have been cool.
Have
But
some
of course,
crossover, but-
you got Michael, right? Who they like to, but a different showrunner, so Michael could take a back seat,
Yep.
Mhm.
and then because Picard would be like, or Sir Patrick Stewart would be like, no, this is my show.
Yep.
I get to do some cool stuff.
But where does this leave us for season 3?
I think we talked a little bit before all this. They got out of canon. They're very happy with that, and I think a lot of people are because they can kind of do whatever they want to do. However, 50, 100 years in the future, plausible. You're going 500 years into the future. It's got to be so.
Or even 920 or however far her mother jumped.
What's that look like?
Into
Yeah.
Terralysium, yeah.
And I was saying like the only way they could make it work where the technology isn't, it's kind of similar to theirs is if there's species that are like they're in like their 50th or 100th year
Mhm.
with warp
Yep.
travel. Maybe that's
Well,
how you can
So
do that.
So it actually was 930 years.
Mhm.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, see,
weren't
what
they
this,
jumping to Terralysium or whatever that?
Yeah, no,
The
where,
light
where
planet.
her mom was,
Right.
where she had jumped. Yeah. So
They went 900 years.
Yeah.
well,
that was 500.
that was their intention.
Okay.
We don't know that.
I'm getting freaked out.
Mhm.
So, but speculating.
What's that look like?
Speculating. What does that look like? Is there still
Well,
a federation? Is there
that's just
still a
it.
Starfleet?
And if there isn't, do they have to go back in the past to change that?
Or I mean, if there is, what else could possibly exist there? Do we maybe have an advanced version of Data?
Yeah.
Do we still have like the shapeshifters or the founders? Maybe somebody from the Q continuum could pop up. What do you think the Borg would look like in 900 years? I mean, you've got
See,
all these questions that you can.
I
you
kind of
can
got
start
this.
to pose.
What was the Doctor Who episode where they're on the final, where they're on like at the end of the universe, and it was the master.
Oh yeah, when they were gonna watch.
So,
What was the one?
Edic Warrior is back with more knowledge.
Okay.
The new showrunner, Michelle Paradise, has said the show for the rest of its run is set in the 31st century.
That would be about 900 years after.
Yeah. So there we go.
Wow.
Oh man, I don't know if that's better. I just think that's crazy. I don't know. It's because our expectations
I don't know
for the
but
future.
they can do whatever the heck they want.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not gonna like nuke anything.
You know
right?
what? As long as they actually have finally a full season with an idea that they actually don't have to retcon to adjust to new showrunners, I'm all for it. Like an
Yeah.
actual thought out plan, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it'll be fine. And yeah, it'll be interesting. At least the crew's there because let's face it, season 3 is coming. They're like, we have to come with you. We don't have jobs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Um,
here's one more question though I have.
okay.
Leland was destroyed.
Mhm.
Why did they still go into the future? That's a
Well,
lot of people have posed
well,
that question, and I'm
but
like, I don't.
But my thought on that is, so this computer certainly it's like becoming sentient. Something is
Right.
happening with this where they can't get rid of it. If not Leland, it would be someone else.
Right.
And you have
something
to
else.
you have to get rid of it. And if they can't get rid of it any other way than to fling it into the future, well then that's just what has
And you
to
have
Well,
Calypso, the short trek,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
goes
Oh, yeah.
that far into the future, I believe.
Where the
but
ship
no
was a
one's
sentient
there.
being. And
Right.
Yep.
So I wonder if that's a mixture of Arium and the sphere. Like
Ooh.
that's why I've kind of
Well, I
thought.
assume
Sure.
it's got to do with the sphere data, but
Right.
and that's the whole reason they jumped anyway. Even
She
I think
uploaded
it's
her
just-
memories into it as well,
Right.
right? So in a way, she
And
lives.
Brian,
on.
you were spot on. Showrunner just said in case some other AI evolves, they don't want the sphere data.
Sphere data
Like if
is
Leland
too-
there.
infected
Yeah.
something
Yeah,
else,
or if something non-Leland or non-control happens to pop up,
Mhm.
right? Yeah. So
I gotta say, I'm bummed. I like that actor. I thought he had a real good,
yeah.
demeanor
Yeah,
to him,
he did.
and I was hoping after all that, they didn't really show it. They showed the nanos all over his face and stuff. I know it's far fetched, like he could still survive all that, but it didn't really decay.
Right.
So I'm like, is he still around?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm glad he's not bored. Let's just say
Yeah.
that.
There you go.
But
Well,
to answer a question you already asked about in the future, like the Borg, I would almost imagine they look like us. Like that's how far they advanced. They became total organic.
Kind of like the Cylons in the Battlestar Galactica
Yes,
reboot.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, you're
If
good.
I don't remember what you were saying.
No,
I have that effect on people.
organic
But I-
material over a metal endoskeleton.
I almost imagine because if we remember right, Michael's mother talked about what life was like in that century, and she said that it was empty. That there was a whole bunch of rubble, like just nothing. It was just rubble, and that was pretty much it. But I almost wonder if we're going to see like an H.G. Wells sort of, like.
But yeah, that was when that was
Reversal.
after Control had gotten the sphere data. So
True.
what happens now
Yeah,
that
so
we've
her
heard of
futures
that?
looks different now.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
What are we going to see? We're going to see civilization.
Well, and how? What's the? Her mom is supposed to appear before or after the time they're jumping to? Aren't
That's the point that she jumped
right?
to.
Jumped to,
So
yeah.
in theory, if they complete their jump as expected, they should find her.
So two red angels back to back,
Right.
throwing down.
Whatever. She wasn't her initial jump 20 years before all this, and so they did the math. And that was
Mhm.
what,
I think so,
930 instead of
yeah.
950 because she jumped 950 from her.
So
time.
they'll seek
20 years later, they
refuge.
would- so
To Elysium is where they'll seek refuge.
Mhm.
Basically.
Yeah.
So they had to save that planet so they could have it in the future.
yeah, so
Yep.
it could be a safe haven.
Some
or-
other things, maybe you guys know the answer. I don't know, but the beam that brought Burnham back. I'm going back. I'm sorry, but
Sure.
what they never really explained that technology. How do you move all those people, into the future like her mom did? Like I kind of missed. I wish they would have explained
Yeah, that's
that.
a good
She
point.
pulled him through the wormhole.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that they asked Doctor Strange for help.
Ooh.
It's all
Yeah.
connected.
Yeah.
Steve Rogers.
Oh, if
The other thing is that it was supposed to be like a no technology
Mm-hmm.
community, but then didn't Pike share kind of that information that Earth was
Yeah.
saved and we're part
Gave
of a
the
bigger
science guy
yeah,
the
he kind of gave him that knowledge
power,
that
the
there's more out
turbocharger.
there.
Yeah.
So he's
Well,
that
yeah.
he's going to evolve from there.
The
And
planet's so big, right?
yeah,
Like, it's
absolutely.
always- I think that's what Trek sometimes doesn't. I don't know. Do right? Maybe it's like this one civilization, but oh my gosh, it's a huge planet.
Yeah.
Or it's got to have other things in it, and
So something to consider from our friend Edict Warrior here. What if this shows the Federation in collapse? Or what if they show
I think that would
kind
be
of like parallel of like the Roman Empire?
I think that would be a great story arc. I think there's a lot that could happen. I mean, there are questions in TNG and even later on, like what does the stability of the Federation look like? I mean, there are a couple of calls to the
Right.
what are we doing? Why are we allying ourselves with the Klingons? Or just a lot of these tensions that build up. It'd be kind of interesting to see what would happen after it all kind of settles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Klingons, I could see being a lot more advanced, more present, spread out, if you will, and maybe not as Klingons-ish. They're
It'd be kind of cool to see
yeah.
this crew encounter things that they haven't seen before that we might be familiar with. Romulans, Ferengi,
And were they in the
Absolutely.
beta quadrant?
Cardassian. Was it?
Was it the beta quadrant that they ended up?
Yeah, that sounds right.
So they could run into some other.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta
Species.
applaud when she time travels. That was
The effects were.
That was really cool.
the wormhole.
I
Like,
liked
I
that.
felt for her, and I liked how they showed her screaming. Like,
Mhm.
this is terrifying. But then she, kind of enjoys it, and I don't know if it's their intention, but the motion picture kind of get that Spock
Absolutely.
going her.
Yeah,
And then, of course, at the end, when Discovery goes into the time and they stretch them out,
Yeah.
that's like when they're in the wormhole.
yeah.
So I'm sure there's so many callbacks I didn't pick up on,
Mhm.
and then maybe I'm just picking up on ones that don't
I think
exist.
it's
No, you're
loaded with
good.
Easter
Yeah.
eggs. but-
Yeah, and I enjoy that.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
So I've got some Instagram comments here that I want to make sure that we get to. So we have one user who is Lucilla. She's 24. She's from Holland. She said she loved it. It was epic. Now, hopefully, we get a spin-off with Pike and Spock. I think everybody is right there.
Please.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
And then we have Robert Stone, who said, I knew the Star Trek series would be awesome and they didn't let me down. Season 2 is amazing. And the last 2 episodes had me excited. And I even had these odd wet things under my eyes. And I'm a 64-year-old man. Loved and will need to see more of this Enterprise crew in the future. Rebecca and Spock and Pike, all of them. Again, yeah,
That's
absolutely.
awesome.
We have just Dan. He says he needs more Pike, Spock in number 1,
You and me both.
and then
It would have been nice if they just started out with that. I'm not saying like erase Discovery, but I mean, holy crap, Spock said erase Discovery if you think about it.
right,
Yeah.
yeah,
I suggest
Oh, yeah.
we never talk of it. So that tells me like they'll never return. And if they do, they can't say who
Yeah.
they are.
Right.
Gregory McNeil says I enjoyed it and watched it 7 times, and I'm not lying. Truly, the best season finale I have enjoyed in a long time.
Now,
Nice.
does he mean both parts or one of the
I would
parts?
assume.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then we had Gaz Jones say, "Ugh, that lens flare."
Wait,
Uh,
I kind of like the lens flares. Guilty.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I mean that's okay.
One thing that really bothered me, and forgive me if I'm nitpicking. Okay, I think it's Non, the forgot her species. I
That's
really
security
like her
officer, yeah.
addition.
Yeah.
First off,
Yeah.
and I was
Oh.
afraid she died by
Yep.
Ariam's hands.
Yep.
She didn't.
Mhm.
When she got that yanked off her. There's a line between her and Giorgio when they're going after Leland that I really didn't. It was as bad as the line Spock saying, "I like science." I didn't like that. Giorgio says, "How about we get, how about you care to join me to make him suffer or something?" And she goes, "Yum yum."
Yeah.
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 No. Like
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like I just think they're smarter than that. They've proven that, right?
Yeah.
We don't need that. And I'm not trying to nitpick, but that kind of bothered me. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, why are we talking like this? Come on, guys.
Yep.
It just
Yeah.
kind of, took that character down for me a notch.
Yep.
But other than that, I
Yeah.
love that character.
Oh, yeah.
I'm anxious to see more and more development, of course,
Speaking
too.
of Giorgio, where did she end up?
She was on Discovery.
She was on-
yeah.
yeah.
But
So
she's
we're
supposed to be in the Section 31
Yeah.
spinoff.
Yeah. How does
With,
that happen?
is Tyler in that too?
I would assume
No,
so.
well,
We don't. I guess.
she'd have to come back because
Right.
he took over in present, not
Yeah.
present, but
But I guess I don't know how and
Yeah.
where that show is going to take place.
The one thing that bothers me from the
Ooh.
haters is
Ooh.
everyone complained about Section 31
Right.
being in this. I'm like, this is 100 years before they introduced DS9.
Mhm.
A lot can happen in 100 years.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
clearly it did.
Mhm.
It just one season.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Interesting. An idea from Edict Warrior as maybe the Klingons are more like the Bajorans now, more religious, or maybe they're more like the Minbari from Babylon 5.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he did.
Fantastic.
That's actually a really cool thing. What if in 900 years they've evolved past this warrior
caveman
caste
Yeah.
mentality, and they've actually that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, in the
Yeah.
planet, forgive me, I forgot what it's called, but it's where Laurel and Tyler's son's at.
Boreth.
He's probably the same way in that time because
Yeah.
time's like doesn't exist
Goofy.
kind of
Mhm.
where
Yeah.
they're at.
Yeah.
They have that time crystal store.
That's right.
You know, you can just pick what you want. But maybe they'll come
So-
back and play.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I see being a problem is, okay, they were in the canon stage, right? People complain about canon. Now they're going to go into the future and they're going to show it. They're going to tell you this is the future.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't want them to go to that future, especially if the Federation's no more.
I know.
Like, oh, but what a bummer. But
Yeah.
gutsy. I mean,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, I'm sure
absolutely.
they're up for the challenge. Again, as long as we keep the same showrunner this season,
Oh yeah.
I think look at the other Trek shows. It took like season 3 to really get it. To
Season
Yeah.
3
Oh,
is
yeah.
where they found their footing.
Right.
Which
Right.
is unfortunate for Enterprise because I think that's when they got canned.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
and that's when it was getting interesting with the Temporal War, and they
Yeah,
they
it was
were
a lot.
going to more season-long arcs instead of the episodic storytelling.
Yeah, they were the first to.
Yeah.
Well, DS9 is probably the first to explore the arc, maybe. Except TNG would do the season finales
Yeah.
with the arcs.
They would,
but
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. I don't know. There's so many
I
things
actually
to.
like Scott Bakula in those episodes
Oh,
too.
Yeah,
They-
the
I
Beagle.
just yeah.
I just
Orphans?
went back and watched
Yeah.
the pilot for Enterprise. and
I
I'm like,
still enjoy that
yeah.
a lot. Just
Yeah.
the little, the
Yeah.
subtle moments, like which bore people probably, but just
Mhm.
him and Trip flying underneath it, and he accidentally bumps into it.
Mhm.
Just the preparation to
and-
go
and
into
then there's,
space.
like,
I
the-
like that.
the overt sexualization of T'Pol. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
oh,
Some of that's too much. Yeah,
oh.
yeah. It's like
There's a
okay,
lot of decontamination scenes with
Why are
rubbing
we-
each other
yeah,
down. and-
right.
Yeah.
right? Yeah, they haven't really done that with Discovery. Thank
No.
God. We've gotten our first F word or two.
Oh,
but-
True.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing that the benefit of streaming, and I think Discovery took advantage of it.
Mhm.
The fact they didn't have to stick to a 30-minute or
Mhm.
22-minute or 44-minute timeline.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
able to make these episodes as long as they needed to be, and no
Mhm.
shorter, no more.
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly, I think that's the way of the future because that's what
It
Game of
has to,
Thrones
yeah.
is doing in
Oh,
the
yeah.
last episode. They've had 2 episodes
Oh.
in this season that are an hour and a half each.
And speaking of which, I think did we talk about the 8th point that the Red Angel attended to when the Red Angel brought the Game of Thrones cast all Starbucks?
Where's that meme at?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's out there somewhere.
Donde está el Mimi?
Well, I'm just
Someone
hoping
needs to
that-
make it.
I'm just hoping that the Federation, Spock, Pike, and everybody can keep a better secret than Sansa and everybody else in Game of
Oh,
Thrones
yeah.
kept about Jon Snow's
Yeah.
Or for
lineage.
that matter, other species, because this is just Starfleet.
That's
keeping hush
true.
hush. Klingons and
Right.
whoever else helped out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, I don't know if I want to keep that secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So things we have to keep an eye on.
Mhm.
We have 2 animated series
Yes.
coming up. We have the Picard series.
Mhm.
Yep.
We have the Section 31 series with Giorgio now in the 31st century. So what does that look like?
Well, that's not happening for another year or two, maybe. I don't know. If you're
I
gonna
don't
involve Ash,
I
she
don't
would
know.
have to come back.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
gonna be
because
very
Ash was
interesting.
put in charge of Section 31.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Right.
Now it's again, we're talking about 2 Red Angels here. At some point, you wonder if they're going to make a callback and have Giorgio go back. Like
well, they have one functioning suit, right?
they do.
But is the time crystal burnt out?
Then get shot by Leland, so it
Yeah.
should be good, right?
No, like Burnham's, Michael's.
Oh, right. It was just
Yeah.
a one-way trip,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because it was the drinking from a
But of course,
waterfall.
like I said, go to that Klingon planet, pick up another crystal,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
You know,
Although who knows what
Tip or
happens
waitress.
in 900 years?
Yeah,
but
It's
whatever.
very true. Boy, I almost
So
went
aside
into
from that,
endings there.
we've got
That was close.
we've got what's going to happen in the 31st century with Discovery.
Yep.
Right. That's kind of
I mean, it's like if they go by TNG's playbook a little bit,
Mhm.
although this is like really into the future, not like 70 years into the future, it's going to be like that. Like, well, I guess Discovery won't have advanced
Mhm.
tech is what we're imagining because look at Calypso.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But eventually they're going to get off that ship. So it's fascinating to know where they're going to go. Maybe Starfleet still is around, or maybe they have to restart Starfleet. It's just,
That's a good
Yeah.
possibility too.
something to consider. If the Federation or Starfleet is still in existence, the presence or existence of Discovery and all its crew have been wiped.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So they
Mhm.
can't be like, oh, let's check the computers. Oh, you don't exist.
Yeah.
True.
Right.
True.
So there's that potential.
Have to rename the ship, maybe.
Hmm.
There's a vintage ship out there. It looks very familiar.
Is it possible that Section 31 has survived that long? Is it possible they could do a Section
Starfleet's
31
around,
in the
I'm
future?
guessing.
Well, here's something they
Section
didn't
31's
really
around.
tackle either. Is Discovery a Section 31 ship? It ends in 31, and it was very sciencey, secretive
True.
in the
Well,
first season.
and the very first episode when Burnham came aboard,
Mhm.
Yep.
they had people
Oh,
with the
yeah.
Section 31
Yeah.
badges
Yeah.
guarding
Yeah.
certain entryways, right?
Mhm.
And I don't think they ever explained that.
Right.
No.
Which I dug the TNG nod when he hit the badge. I know
Yeah.
where I'm going back again.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I would talk
That
to you
was
guys
cool.
about this stuff.
Right.
So, yeah, it didn't bother me. Like a lot of people were like, oh, but
Mhm.
Section 31, they got advanced tech.
Oh, yeah.
So
They
that
did.
makes
I was
sense.
good with
Yeah.
that.
But is Michael's dad still alive? Possibly. She asked her mom, and mom didn't say anything. Is there
Mhm.
another suit?
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good question.
They're all Iron Men.
Yeah.
Women.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I thought when she first suited up. I'm like, she's Iron Man.
Yeah.
But I did dig how she launched out of Discovery and the flybys from on the saucer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was cool.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty cool. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was good.
I'm excited with where they're going with this. I
Mhm.
feel like they actually, again, it almost seems like they're trying to appease everyone by just getting out of the existing canon into the future.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they
And
completely
it
reset
makes
the
me wonder
series
if that
from-
was always their intent or if they're like,
If they were tired of it and they
Well,
just wanted to have
okay.
it.
or if
Yeah.
it was just
They
too
have
much
a
of a
good
tightrope to
point.
walk.
I don't
Yeah,
think
that
they've
could be.
had like look at Brian
You don't-
Fuller first season, right? And then it switches.
There's probably not like a long
yeah, I don't think
5-6 season
gotten-
arc that they
right,
had
yeah.
in mind. They're probably like,
We haven't gotten that vision
let's
yet.
do this thing. I mean, it doesn't seem cohesive at this point.
Right.
The
No.
31 though,
So-
that was something, because
Yeah.
that was a deleted scene from season 1.
Mhm.
And Leland was in that, I believe.
He was.
Recruited her.
He
Yep.
recruited her. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, R.I.P. Leland. Maybe he's back. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then it's like, okay, if Control survived, they have to fight Control now in the
Yeah.
future.
Boy, that could be fun.
That could be fun. But they could master technology to travel back in time as well.
Yeah.
You
So
never know.
So Discovery was only classified, so they're not like deleted from the record banks. They
Right.
just have, they're just
They're just kind of redacted. Or...
firewalled behind security clearance.
Sure.
So
another
good call out.
problem.
Thank you, Edict Warrior.
yeah, thank you. Another problem
Been
is
very helpful.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
come join us.
Kudos.
Probably
We have an extra seat here.
yes. We'll FedEx you a beer.
I don't think that's legal.
Oh, probably not. No.
Well, as long as the FedEx man doesn't know, then
just put cocoa on it.
What
There
the
you go.
FedEx
Right.
man doesn't know, it doesn't hurt him. Yeah.
Oh, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I've
Yeah.
done that to everybody here. I'm trying to remember what I was thinking. Yeah. Okay, what's with the personnel in Starfleet? We always got admirals in the past and
Mhm.
whoever else.
Mhm.
Her court, Michael's court martial season 1. Everyone's seen shadows. This dude asking them questions.
Oh, they do like the behind the shoulder thing.
Yeah,
right?
and I'm thinking there's going to be a reveal like this is Michael Chiklis or something, or I don't know. But why the mystery? Like, do they not want to pay the
Yeah.
actor for his likeness?
Yeah, that's a good point.
They're using his voice.
Good
Like,
question.
can we just see a personnel guy? And
Yeah,
how
yeah.
come they don't have different uniforms? That bothers me too. But again,
Sure.
that's probably a budget thing.
Yeah.
But I do. It's the only bad thing about them going to the future. You're not going to get those colored uniforms unless they
True.
make their own uniforms.
Yeah.
Maybe they have to. If
Yeah.
Starfleet doesn't exist, they have to.
Yeah, I mean, you have to figure that if they're out on long-term exploration, that
Yeah.
they've got access to.
I want to see what Jet comes up with as far as a uniform.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
what I also want to know is because when she pulled the time crystal out of the containment,
Oh yeah, she saw her own
she
future.
saw her own future. So I'd be
That's
curious.
awesome.
To know
Well, I
what
got
she
confused
saw.
by that. Did she see? I thought she saw the same thing Michael did with the Enterprise and everything like that.
Well, I felt like
It
she
could be
saw a
interpreted to
future,
whatever,
It was
yeah,
one
yeah.
possible future.
She took it well.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, maybe because Pike is the one that initiated that. Like it's on
That's
him.
possible.
Nobody else takes the burden of.
Yeah.
But I did like that flash forward scene of
Mhm.
everyone getting killed. And if you hate Michael, you enjoyed that because she just got it right in her
Mhm.
face.
Oh
But
yeah.
the killing of one of the Helms people, I wrote her name down. I don't know if you recall. And I hate to say this, like her
Oh.
death was so cool, but you know what I'm talking about? She has longer hair.
Yeah.
She gets shot at. He misses.
Oh, the
The
Yeah, I
Helms,
wrote
the
her
Helms
down.
woman.
Helms.
Yeah.
I can't think of her name though.
Yeah. Yeah, she gets.
So
she
only
gets
the
hit.
first 2 seasons were outlined by Brian Fuller.
Oh, really?
So apparently,
This was in his grand plan.
yeah.
Huh.
Kurtzman said in an interview they were following
Blueprint.
his basically his loose story outline. So,
Nice.
Yeah. Man, we really do owe Edict Warrior a beer, I think.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we figure out how to make that happen, we'll do it.
Lieutenant Joan, I think that's her name. She when she gets hit the final time, she does that cool slide down
the helm console.
Yeah,
And it's
was
something
cool.
like so
Yeah.
bad to like enjoy. It's just not that
Yeah.
I wanted her character to die, but I'm like, that is really cool. Just
Well, but the nice thing is that she didn't, and so she'll be able to have
right.
hopefully an episode next season.
Right.
Yeah, like when Leland showed up, I'm like, oh my god, yeah, it's like Terminator vibe. And I'm like, oh
Yeah.
no, we're gonna go this route, and we
Yeah.
didn't. So I was happy he went away. But yeah, there's so much to. I'm gonna watch
It's
it again,
such a-
of course, to
Oh, yeah.
understand more of it.
Yep.
But
I'd probably
Yeah.
watch the whole season one more time just to
yeah,
see what all
Yeah.
the clues are. Knowing the end now.
Well,
going back to
so
watch would be
so
interesting.
last year I got CBS All Access just so I could watch this, and when it was done, my wife was like, "No, we're gonna keep it until True Bloods is done." I was like,
Huh.
"Okay."
There you go.
So now I have time to go back and kind of rewatch some of
Yeah.
this stuff
Nice.
because I think that
can I say this?
no,
Everyone out there listening, well, I'm gonna say it anyway. You give me too much to drink. I'm gonna say what I want to say.
Oh, the mic is yours.
I miss After Trek. Does anyone out there feel my pain? I enjoyed After Trek.
I
Because it
only
just
watched like portions here and there.
yeah,
It seemed pretty cool, but I didn't have the time to devote to it.
they tried the
So-
Walking Dead approach, the Talking Dead
Oh
format.
yeah.
But I really enjoyed it because you got to actually sit down, and when Frakes directed, he came by.
He came on, yeah.
It was just cool to see
Mhm.
closer, like behind the scenes stuff, and they've kind of done their own shows now. I think on Facebook,
Mhm.
and they're going to expand that. But yeah, I missed that. I wish it would have came back, but you know, maybe Picard will do that. We'll talk after Picard.
Hey,
Yeah,
I hope.
Edict Warrior says he's glad he found us. He was bored. Hopefully, we provided some entertainment.
Yeah,
Awesome.
We definitely appreciate what you provided. So we'd love to hear from you some more. So
Absolutely.
feel free to drop us. I don't know, like you can find us on Twitter at TDW Podcast. We're the same on Instagram. It's TDW Podcast. We'd love to follow you back as well. So
Yeah.
again, thank you very much
Well,
for
Plus,
your
it sounds
info.
like I mean, among other viewers who are silent, but Edict, for example, likes Babylon 5.
Yes, it is the White Tree of Gondor on my phone.
Nice, good eye.
and yes, we do appreciate the Babylon 5 reference with the Minbari.
So that you've been doing a Babylon 5
I've-
watch.
we're currently-
I've always equated the Narn to the Klingons, but the possibility that they could evolve into something like the Minbari is kind
Yeah.
of cool.
Yep.
So
We're currently in the middle of season 4.
yeah. We're tearing through on a weekly basis with our Catholic priest friend
Yes. While drinking beer.
while
Yeah.
drinking
And cigars.
Yeah. and smoking cigars. Yes. So,
Interesting.
all right. Anything else we want to say before we wrap this up?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah, absolutely.
Can we take a moment and just let you plug?
Oh yeah,
Your
absolutely.
stuff?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I do the Field of Geeks podcast. We're on all social media, all streaming download platforms, YouTube. You can find us Field of Geeks.
Is
and-
your hashtag or is your username I love ponies?
No.
That's yours.
That's mine. Oh,
Come on, Chris.
I love llamas.
I love llamas.
Unicorns.
Unicorns. Who doesn't?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Good
Kids adore
point.
them. Yes.
Anyway,
Yes,
sorry.
yes, they do.
No, you're fine.
You're
fine.
at Field of Geeks.
Field of Geeks pretty much everywhere. fieldofgeeks.com. Yeah. Appreciate anyone who'd like to take a gander. So,
Cool.
Yes, please
Sweet.
do.
Awesome.
We've also guest starred on your
Yes. And
Yeah,
I do
podcast.
back. So
Um, so definitely good guys to
I'll
know.
get a bigger table. So
yeah,
we'll be
yeah.
yeah,
There we
figure
go.
out what to talk about. I know I would like to talk Star Trek 3 sometime. Do maybe a commentary or a discussion piece because we've done that with Star Trek 2 and First Contact. So
Very
my
nice.
goal is to do that eventually. I know you guys want to get into that
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
Definitely. Yeah.
So much to talk about on
Yeah.
that. So.
Well, we're truth be told, we're still looking for what we're going to be
What
talking
we're
about
doing
next
next.
season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think we've got some ideas. We've talked about, the three of us each bringing our favorite Doctor Who episode. So one
Mhm.
episode we cover Chip's, one episode we cover mine, one episode
Yeah.
we cover Brian's, just
Oh, yeah.
talking through those things. So
Sure.
it's kind of like getting back to our roots, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we are the Doctors Who podcast, so it
Yeah.
feels like
Yeah.
we should dip back into the well. So
Of
Yeah.
course.
we've got some fun ideas. I don't think we've finalized any plans, but I'm excited. So
Hey, it's fun to do. You know?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Come up with ways to entertain people.
Yeah.
You hope to entertain people. At least yourselves, right?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Your
Exactly.
friends.
do a rewatch of Deep Space Nine.
Oh,
Have you seen the documentary that's coming out?
I've heard about it. I haven't seen it.
Well, it's not out yet.
Isn't
in
out.
theater. It's going to be in theaters,
Yeah.
and they've actually done high definition footage finally.
nice.
And sadly, since the TNG, the high definition of those and the TOS, I know the TNG cells weren't that great. That's why they
Mhm.
stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh,
just
yeah.
some of the clips they've remastered, and there's even fans out there who've taken it upon themselves to remaster.
I saw some
That's
of those.
awesome.
and
Yeah.
it looks amazing.
There's actually a push
So,
for Babylon 5 too, because that and
what?
DS9.
So,
yeah.
when we've been doing our rewatch for Babylon 5 on Sundays, like we just have an upscaler, and it looks amazing from the DVD quality through the upscaler.
Forgive me, I don't know what that is. What?
So it's a piece of hardware that basically
It's like
Really?
a high-end graphical like a
Yeah.
high-end graphics card essentially, and so
Mind
you
blown.
Yeah,
run
Wow.
through
right.
it and it
But,
actually
but if you
upscales
go
everything.
and you watch Babylon 5
Yeah.
on
On
Amazon
Amazon.
Prime, it looks like shit.
Yeah.
But
really, it's not good.
if
Yeah.
you watch it through like an upscaler on DVD, I mean,
It's-
it looks
It's pretty good.
It just hooks
Yeah, pretty
into
good.
your player? Or?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I've never
And if
heard
you
of
get
that.
and
That's
if you get a
crazy.
really high-end Blu-ray player, like
Yeah.
sometimes they're built in, but yeah,
Right.
it's oftentimes just a separate piece of physical hardware. But yeah, it works really well because
oftentimes it's actually like a specific DVD player
Mhm.
that
Oh, yeah.
has the upscaler built into it. I don't
Yep.
know if they have like
Right.
yeah.
Well, I'm hoping this
So-
what we leave behind in the documentary is successful, and hopefully
Yeah.
Paramount's wise and they decide to do that with everything because it looks dated. But if you,
Yeah.
if you look at that trailer, they've remastered some scenes and it's
Mhm.
beautiful. And
Mhm.
especially when you get into later DS9 with the huge space battle, imagine
Oh, yeah.
that high definition.
Right.
Like,
oh, that would be awesome.
it's like, just come on,
Yeah.
guys.
So
You're
when- when my 3-year-old was a wee lad.
So like last week.
No, well, I mean, he's like in the 38th percentile, so
Okay.
technically yes. But I'm talking like when he was 3 months old, he had like something bordering on bronchitis. So like if you laid him down flat, he would just start coughing until he threw up.
Right.
So there was like a 3 or a 4 week period where my wife and I would just take turns staying up with him,
Mhm.
because like if you held him and he was elevated, he would actually be able to sleep.
Wow.
I started going through Deep Space Nine there, and I think
Yeah.
I got through like season 3 or season 4, and like he got better, and other things came up, and it's just like I I
That's
got
cool.
away from it. But
Yeah.
I want to keep going because
Trek was there.
Oh,
it
yeah.
had
Yeah.
been like the late 90s since what was the last time I watched Deep Space Nine, and that's
Yeah.
been a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Shit, it's 2019.
Well, I'm excited because they actually, for this documentary, got the writers together and they had a writer's room and they dreamt up what they were going to do with the season 8.
Huh.
And we get to see that in comic form, I believe.
That's
That's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah. So the documentary's coming out soon. I really want to see it.
I keep seeing ads for it online.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks really good. And I wish we could have got a Commander Worf, Captain Worf spinoff.
Oh, I know.
By the
Well,
way,
yeah,
we
yeah.
had one of those. We had a Michael Dorn deserves his own show.
Yes. He does. He
I'm
does.
gonna take a second to answer Edict Warrior's question. He asked if the PS4 upscaled DVDs because he wants to introduce his 14-year-old son to Babylon 5, and the answer looks like yes, and it looks impressive. So hopefully you have as good an experience as what we had. I think season 1's a little rough, but when you get into 2, 3, and 4, they get a little bit more money, and it's
Yep. You
a
get.
later year, and things look a little better
Man,
regardless.
I love the
So,
Shadow War. Like the Shadow
Yeah.
War itself. That was just a phenomenal series of
Yeah.
events leading up to that. And anyway,
Yeah.
we could have an entirely separate conversation on
And
that.
we probably should at
And
some point.
You'll probably stone me to death, but I've only seen pieces of Babylon 5. No idea.
You know what?
We were in the
Up
same-
till 7 or 8 months ago, we were in the same boat.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So,
I mean, so in the 90s, there was like, I don't know if this is just the
A lot of
location
copy.
I was in,
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
like it's like either you like Deep Space Nine or you like Babylon 5.
oh,
You
sure.
couldn't like
Yep.
both.
They
Yep.
were running at the same time.
Yeah. So and
My
I
brother
was
loved Babylon 5.
firmly in the Deep Space
And I never
Nine
watched
camp.
all of it.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh,
Chekhov
I saw like
crossover.
ads
Yeah,
with
yeah.
like Londo, and I'm like, oh, that just looks ridiculous. So
Yep.
How long did it run?
It's
It's
5
years,
seasons.
isn't
Yeah.
Really?
5
Okay.
seasons, yeah.
Okay. And it was like syndicated as well, wasn't it? I
Not
believe.
not as heavily.
No.
Okay.
No,
But
but
it
wasn't it
originally
the
aired
concept
on-
the creator basically plotted out?
But
Yeah.
it's
5
fun.
seasons of material and
Yep.
Where's
It's
the
a
GoFundMe to
cohesive
make
storyline.
more of those somehow,
Mhm.
some way?
It's-
I don't
yeah.
know if they have a
I
comic
love watching
line or-
the fact that they just have so many famous people that are in it. Like the recurring villain, if you will, or one of the villains is Chekhov, Walter
Mhm,
Koenig.
mhm.
And then you have we had Bryan Cranston for an episode. We had
Really? Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one knew who he was back
Right,
then.
yeah.
Yeah.
Robert England, who played Freddy
Freddy
Krueger.
Krueger.
Yep.
On the
Yeah.
episode, he played.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no, yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah?
a good point.
Crossover.
That'd be a crazy
Interesting.
crossover.
No. Yeah. Boy, he could.
In your dreams.
Yeah.
He's a Doug Jones of the
Uh,
90s.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Was he a bad guy on the show or a good guy? Probably bad guy.
He was kind of like in a
Gray
Could have
area.
played like nerdy.
He was
guys,
gray
too.
area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's refreshing when they
Okay.
kind of go against
Actually,
their
he-
type.
He kind of played a psychopath,
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
like,
yeah.
I can see that.
but one who was
I mean, he
sort
meant
of
well.
benevolent. Yeah,
Yeah.
benevolent. No. Yeah. Anyway,
I'll have to check it out. Amazon, you said, but you said it
Amazon.
looks terrible.
It does. If you can
It
get
does.
past that.
Okay. How do you see it now? Then you have the DVDs or Blu-rays?
Yeah,
so
the
we
DVDs.
go over to our friend's house, and he's got the DVDs in the upscaler. So every Sunday night we go there and we watch a few episodes. But
Nice.
my
okay.
wife has been like, "Yeah, okay, I'll do that."
Mhm.
So I actually have the season 1 DVDs. Our friend loaned them
Cool.
to me.
Mhm.
So I popped those in my Xbox, and that looks better than
oh yeah,
So
streaming
my
on
PS4
Amazon.
could probably, like you were just talking about,
Yeah.
it would
yeah,
upscale
it
it.
would upscale.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Nice.
something like maybe like half price books might have a
Sure.
season that you could grab on the
Mhm.
cheap. I don't know.
I got some Star Trek bobbleheads from them. Pretty cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kirk and Spock from
Nice.
just 2. But yeah,
Nice.
good stuff, man.
All right.
Say anything else? Anything else before we go?
No. So Edict Warrior says, I don't know all of your names. We probably should have started with
We
that.
probably should have.
Sure.
But introduce Blue Shirt Picard. That's you.
Hey, thank you. I'm
you go.
flattered. I'm flattered.
To Babylon 5. So
Yes.
there you go.
My name is
Um,
Josh. Josh. Nice to meet you.
Josh from the Field of Geeks. I am Chris,
I'm Brian.
I'm Chip.
and it has been a pleasure live casting with you all tonight.
Yeah, very exciting.
Yeah,
First
very
ever
cool.
for me. So
Yeah.
Thank you for
This has been
joining
fun.
us.
thank you
Yeah,
for having me.
join us.
Thanks for the beer.
All right.
Conversation.
Edict Warrior, thank you for your info. We appreciate it.
We'll see you guys all soon.
You can sign
Take
off.
care.
Allons-y.
Make it so.